Lisa?
We're 12.
Hmm.
He passed at 412. And you know, Paul Cohen, hospice, which is her brother-in-law.
Yeah, I knew that. Church. Don't be that.
Don't be here 20 before you start.
Hmm. I'm 54. He might.
Oh, okay.
She my age or a little.
Okay. No, he's making stuff.
Go be over there. Sorry. Well, she said Friday night. You're gonna go. I noticed it right there. You're good. Go be here in a second. College Buildings Grounds Committee meeting, the order please, roll call.
Charles Baird, Dwayne Baird,
Here.
Ralph Davis,
Here.
Lisa Lester. Here. 4 present, 1 absent.
Previous meeting is, had several calls, comments of the parking, people coming in paying their taxes, and having difficulty trying to get in. Mainly they upset when it's raining, if they gotta park way down the spot. And I made it right. In the center of this parking lot down here, I think on the right-hand side, there's 13 parking spots, and on the left-hand side, there's 14, going down the middle. And when you turn in off of Main Street, on the right-hand side, if you're coming in, looking at the courtroom, there's a long stretch there that we want to turn that into delivery trucks. When deliveries is made to the courthouse, sometimes they say they have to park in the middle of the road, run in and hurry out. And that spot would be, start at the telephone pole, just before you come out and come in the main lot. On the right-hand side, if you're looking towards the jailhouse, that will be designated for delivery trucks. They park, get in and out, go. And now the rest of the discussion is going to be how many of these spots that we want to vacant for the paying customer coming to pay their taxes. Personally, I know about 3 years ago, when we voted to pay the lower parking lot, the commissioners at that time voted that everybody would park on the lower parking lot. And so you all will know, whatever decision is made, it applies to the commissioners also. Commissioners is, if it's, nothing's changed, nothing's changed. But if it says customers parking on it, commissioners cannot park. It'll be just like everybody else. We're not exempt from it. We have to obey what we set for. Now, my personal thing, what I think should do, I'm gonna use, probably ain't gonna be able to see this. But this is the middle section. The left-hand side has 14 parking spots. I think we should designate just those 14 for visitors coming in to pay their taxes. But, and I also want to say, you know, this was gonna be done a long time ago before the virus hit. Because, Robbie Goins, the sheriff, and I met, and he's already moved all his equipment, his department. He moved them down there all the time, I didn't ask him. But, we don't want to inconvenience the workers or the people that's coming to pay our taxes and paying our salaries. I get paid from those people just like you all do. We need to be courtesy to each other. I understand maybe some of them, may need a place for safety parking. That's very understandable. I have no problem with that. But personally, I don't think their name should be on the sign, so somebody will know where they're walking to. But they should be a designated place if they needed one. You know, I don't have a problem with that. But I don't want to discuss that in this meeting. If there's anyone that handles a lot of money and feels their life will be in danger by parking way off, I think it needs to be discussed to the point that everybody in the country knows where that place is gonna be. You understand what I'm trying to say? You know, if you go out there and put Ralph Davis parks here, well, somebody wants to pick Ralph Davis up, which looks like might be a lot of you. You just know where to wait on. So that's a safety thing, I would think. If I was gonna rob somebody, I'd wait where they're gonna park. So I think if you need a safety place to park, John Doe don't even know that's where you're at, although you're there. They wouldn't be able to tell, you know, that's where you're coming to. So there's more to it than safety than just marking your spot. But, if anybody wants to speak, I'll ask you to hold your hand up, and I get a chance, you tell us who you are and stand up. Then you'll have to stand and speak from where you're at. But now, like I said, there's 14 spots. And personally, I don't know if this has been Monica, I put you on the spot. Since this virus has been going on, you probably ain't been a lot of cars in here at one time, right?
Right.
Okay. So what I want to say is, whatever comes out of this goes in effect after the courthouse is opened back up. See what I'm saying? Because right now, it's not and I was told this earlier, on a regular busy day, there could be as many as 300 people come in and out. That'd be close.
Possible.
Possible. But on average, a week and a day, 75 to 150 every day.
In the whole courthouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you take that many customers trying to come in and out with no place to park. They ain't coming all at once, they're stranded out all day long. So if there's at least a few spots open that they can park there, they ain't gonna feel so bad to come in and pay myself. Or pay yours. They feel like they're appreciated. That's what they've told me. And I'm not the only one that's got it called out, see, they just me. But I'm the one that's got the meeting, I'm the one that's got it, and I'm the one that's suggested things. But the whole thing is, it's not to harm nobody, just to help everybody.
I do have a question. You're talking about the first entrance off Main Street between, I guess it would be between, the first entrance here, you got the courthouse right here. You're talking about that first entrance, making the very first one
On the right.
on the right. You say you was talking about making those right-hand park spots delivery.
There's gonna be like two, there's only two there.
Okay, and there's what,
Well,
handicap, those are handicap?
Let me back up. The front, it's long enough for two, but I was thinking, I didn't get to that point. The front one there would be delivered. And then we'd have to look and see behind that one, I think would be, we have state troopers and other officers come in, that one could be,
You're talking about like where they can back into the parking
well,
spot?
this full straight in, it's not it's just straight. It's pulling apart.
And then how many handicap spots we got there?
I think there's 7 over in front of the mayor's office.
Yes.
I believe there's 7 handy. As far as handicap goes, I think we're legal with all that. None of that's changing.
So none of those would change?
No, none of that would change. As a matter of fact, I got a picture someone sent me with someone not only parked in handicap without a handicap sticker, they were double parked. They split the parking lot. So when you see that, people send that to you, and they don't even have the courtesy, not to park there, they've got 2 of them. I still got the pictures. So what do I'll see what I can do. But the handicaps will not change. The signs, people, that you got up, some people don't care nothing about it, don't think about it, and there's some that do. Yes,
We're not even discussing this part, right?
this parking lot here has already been voted on
I know there
last
was
year.
employees over here that
That-
told me, and this is, we're not even touching this, it's
No.
up there.
This one here was, the only thing we did a couple of years ago, last year, was designated for the veterans and handicapped down the street. And other than that, they park anywhere they want to. I mean, you can park up here and walk in, or, now I think some of the staff, it's where you work at,
Yeah.
is where they park at. So I don't know, I just know some say they park up here, and some down there. Rich, got anything?
Yeah, why can't we move it back it was? Used to be, I got one lane.
Well, you we mean like it used to be.
Like the youth department, it seemed like they were satisfied with it. I didn't even know complaints about where they was parking themselves. So we all had it, I didn't.
I mean, other commissioners just brought it up, and then I've had phone calls, I came down here and met people before that, you know, well, we just see what we can do without,
Are you saying you get complaints now?
Yeah, I'm getting complaints.
oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm getting paid when the work's coming.
Oh, you're getting, okay, well, that's,
And I can see up on if it's raining.
well, I tell you what,
Go in,
the county will have to do, if they stick to, when that north parking lot gets, which it was brought up, I'm just commissioner brought it up, but it's something we'll have to do in the future. If the commissioners do make it mandatory and everybody parks in the door room, we're gonna have to build a canopy
I'm not gonna go.
from down there to the courthouse up to here, but now that's if it's raining, that's for, but, I'm just one vote. I'm the chairman, and I bring it to you, so, and so, one of the,
Mr. Chairman,
yes, sir.
I'm not on the board, I appreciate the opportunity to speak. When you're talking about 13 spaces, basically, and you're talking about the employees, this is a low number at 100. We're not talking about the sheriff's department, we're not talking about the bailiffs or deputies or corrections officers, anything like that. We're talking about people that's paying $7,500 a year with one vehicle, and those people possibility have probably more than one vehicle. I'm just wondering if taking these 13 spots from the county employees is worth all the hassle and everything. I've been getting complaints, all right, not just from the people that work here. I'm getting complaints that, you know, not about walking. If my theory is if it's raining, there's not one time in the probably 30 years I've been coming down here that I wasn't able to find a parking space. I'm talking about even the busiest times. And if it's raining, and they know it's raining, well then you know what, when I leave the house to come in, I'm probably gonna take an umbrella, or I'll stand out there and wave at people and get wet. It don't really matter to me. But it's common sense to bring an umbrella anywhere you go. If you're walking 5 feet, if you're walking, 20 or 30 feet. But when you're talking about the importance of the offices here, with what they do with handling the taxpayers' money, is it really worth taking a chance with maybe an inmate or maybe somebody, a homeless person, come out and say if, and gives a big word? What if somebody's waiting on these people to come out, and something like this gets changed over just
You
because?
read that letter, didn't you?
Well, I do my homework. I mean, it pays to do your homework. But, to take this chance and to jeopardize 13 spots, and it's been like this when Rhodes kids was sheriff, we never had to change back then days, and we had plenty of parking space. They got parking spaces if they could, just look. I came in, like I said, 30 years myself, maybe longer, and I've always found a parking place. And I'm in the 2nd district, and that's pretty good, respectful. Go ahead, Lisa.
I've been out here on court days, and there are some days you can't find a parking spot. You've got juvenile courts, but it's hard. There's a lot of times, but I'm gonna ask Ralph talked to Robbie, I guess, or something, but is there any way with the offices, maybe who have money and handle money, I don't know how often they make a deposit, but maybe would he do it as a courtesy to maybe escort those people to the cars, keep them safe?
Well, I mean, I'm
that's
sure they will.
brought up.
I wanna say this on that part. I think that's, and I don't wanna I ain't gonna say the name of the ones that take money. I don't know everybody takes money. I don't want that. And I don't want the public to know. But I think that'd be something that the person that's carrying the money, if they feel that they needed security, then they should call themselves and do that accordingly. And I'm pretty sure, that they do. And, and one of the ones that, as far as that goes, needs a special place, like I said, we could mark it out. I just don't think, Scotty Gibbs parks here, he carries money. That's what I'm worried about. But I'm just saying, we can put up a sign that says, no parking. But the person that is designated that spot can park there. And then, you know, then everybody knows if they designated to park there or not, so that means nobody would be there but one person. Nobody knows who that person is when they come in and out. That's my theory on the park, you know, as far as designated for money. You don't want to put their life in danger. And then, things are, I need sponsors.
Okay, are you suggesting that all, well, you mentioned not the lower, or the upper part of the courthouse, not those employees. Are you saying that all the lower courthouse employees have to park on the far end? Or are you suggesting only those 13, 14 spaces be designated for the public?
That's, those, that one row.
So you just mark those off for the public?
And then they park-
everything
they
else
park
is
wherever they want.
free-for-all?
Yeah.
How many are reserved, how many spots are there reserved right now?
Have no idea. Have no idea. Sorry.
I don't think I'm for having them park in the lower parking lot, but I will say this, just from me coming down here, for where I work at, there've been times when I came down and there have been some elderly people have to park way down, and I'm wondering how in the world they even making it to the door, but they're barely making it. If there's a way of taking the ones that are closest to the courthouse, you know, you got handicap, and then you can be normal parking, and then move the other county employees, move them on both sides halfway down that first parking lot, on both sides, instead of just one side road. That would leave you leave you all here next to the courthouse,
Well,
plus,
I'm sorry, but up here next to the courthouse, they're all handicapped.
Are they all handicapped?
I don't know one, I like the mayor parks there.
okay.
Alright, but, you know, I might be wrong, but the reason I wanted, I'm suggesting, if we designate any, if we do one road, is this. Alright, all the county employees, let's say you're parked on this left-hand lane over here. Your car's gonna be parked there, and most likely they're not gonna be moved all day long. If you designate in and out on it, 2 employees parked there, there's one in between it, and here comes somebody in and out all day between their car. So it's protecting their car by just having them all, you know, when you park, all the employees are parked beside each other. You know, that car should be there all day unless somebody goes out to extend it. But this middle line, it'll be going in and out all day long, this square and Innsbruck out, and they're all around the employees' cars. And that was the purpose, I thought, of keeping them all in one spot. To protect the employees' cars and then make it easier. You know, if nobody's here, that's it.
Mr. Chairman, I yield my floor to respect to my colleague here. Can I go and finish what I was gonna say?
All right.
Being said, when you're thinking about, I know a commissioner made a comment one time, you cannot replace a human body. You cannot do that. When somebody walks out and they rob you and kill you, we're not bonded for a human body. A human body cannot be replaced.
Nobody's been shot or killed.
No, but if it's a big word, but it could happen.
Well, you know, it could happen anytime.
That's why I say, with this virus going on, it's been like, well, I'm gonna say 4 to 6 months or whatever, you know, January, when they first got the first case. But my way of thinking is, right now, we're talking about this issue, and I'm just saying, right, please don't get upset, I've just voiced my opinion. We could be talking about more important things on the building and ground than taking away 13 spots and possibility something happened. We're not talking about one bag of money, we're talking about probably sometimes 2 or 3 bags of money. There's probably a lot of substantial amount of money that comes out of the courthouse.
Are you listening to what I'm saying, okay?
Well, you want to replace, I know what you,
Mr. Marlowe.
I know what you're saying, you're wanting to try to designate those people that's
But what
carrying money out.
The comment you're making is, all 100 employees carry money out, in and out the store, they don't. I don't know how many.
No, I'm just
do.
saying that the ones that do
Well,
it, yeah.
did you not hear what I said? I said we would designate them a spot.
I heard
and
that,
their
I heard
shifts-
that part like that.
Okay.
I heard that.
Okay, so if they pick a spot, and God forbid anybody ever gets robbed or hurt, but if they pick a spot, we're not changing nothing to the security of the people that carry
Okay,
money.
then you'll bring that number 13 down to how many spots, Mr. Davis?
14. There's
Just
14 on
one-
the left-hand side, 13 on the right.
But you're, okay, you're telling me that there's only one person that's gonna carry the money out on 13 spots? Out there where the 13 spots are?
No, they none of them gonna carry it out. As those 14 spots, if I count them right, there's one that's got a Garcia note in it, and it takes up the spot. I think it's a pole. But on the left-hand side, there's 14 spots, and on the right-hand side, there's 14 spots. There's 13 on one, 14 on the other, right? And I'm saying we could choose one of those lanes, and designate it for people to come in and pay their taxes, and the rest of it be left alone. Then if one of them's got a sign, a place they want to park, like I said, all they gotta do is, they'll get with Tony. Tony's the guy who'll be fixing everything, if it passes. And they'll tell Tony where they want, and they'll put no parking there, and here's another thing that's to be done. But what's the courthouse hours? Monty, what's your hours?
8 to 4:30.
Okay. There'll be no parking from 8 to 4:30. That way, if there's night court, you're gone, you know, you can use the spot. But it's during the working hours, you know. But, and even these 14 spots or whatever, if it goes through, there'll be, and customers parking only from 8:30 to 4:30. Then at night, everybody parking. It's just to free it up during the working hours where people can come in, and let me tell you also, there's a lot of people, you probably know it better than I do. There's a lot of people run down here during their dinner break to pay their taxes. They got much time, they've got to run in, pay and get back out. Mr. Marlowe.
Couple of things, and first off, I'm on the city.
That's fine.
I do want to address it, because I see several people who work in the transfer court clerk's office here. I did at the last meeting suggest preserving the space between the old board of ed building and the courthouse there behind the election commission for the elected officials. When I said that, I in no way, shape, or form meant that I wanted to make you all move elsewhere. If that were to be implemented, I think our court system employees would also need reserved parking. I do want to make that clear. Couple of other things. I was pulled for jury duty before. When I got here, I could hardly find a parking spot. Of course, I had to park up the end. I don't mind to do that. I generally try to. I do have safety concerns for our employees. I do think regardless of what is implemented, I think that, they do need to have, and we may have to change personnel policies, that employees need to will be working after 4:30, need to have the ability to move their vehicle if they want to for safety purposes between the hours of 4 and 4:30. And as far as it goes, I think if you reserve it, I think there do need to be some changes, but those changes need to also ensure that employees are safe. That is a top priority for me. And I don't know the best way to do it. I'm not a parking expert. But, to think that the current situation is just perfect, it's not perfect. Of course, in a perfect world, they would have 2 separate parking areas. Employees would have one where they would have their own access point, and the public would have one in order for them to be safe. But that's not a reality. That was done well before my time, and I can't fix it, but we can try to make the current system better. And that's all I'm gonna say.
office, there are several. It's according to how long the court schedule goes. During a normal, outside of the coronavirus thing, every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, our court runs past 4:30. Sometimes, well, that's just winter time, it's always after dark. And sometimes during the summer, it's up 8 or 9 o'clock before we get out. Tuesdays is a criminal court for general sessions. Wednesdays is juvenile court. And Thursdays is another criminal court day for general sessions. And those are always long days.
How many employees you talking about, Bob?
I always have at least 2 employees in each court.
So it stays over,
That stays over, and then I'm in and out also.
all right, well, I'm glad you're here. All right, for the safety of your employees, what they park down here, up here, where they park?
Well, we always park over here.
Right, that's
next-
fine, yeah.
Where the flags and so on, we're over here on the other side. next to-
Does your employees park there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. The automatic already park there now?
Yeah, that's just where we park,
Okay.
our offices on this side.
Yeah, I know, well, yeah, see, I mean, that's what I'm saying, they park in different places.
And we don't have marked employee spots, we just park wherever we park.
Right, I understand that, but them parking over here all the time is safe for them,
Oh, Lord, yeah. That's-
Well-
Our entrance is and exit is over here.
right? Brandon, where's your office, people come in this way or downstairs?
It's kind of spread out.
Spread out,
Sometimes they
you're on-
come in down there, sometimes they come in back here. The only question that I have really, is the 2 vehicles, our county vehicles. If anybody has seen where they're parked at, they're within the 13 spots that you're suggesting changing to public use.
You're on the right-hand side, ain't you?
Yeah, on the sheriff's side.
The other
yeah.
one's on the other side.
The question I have is, will that affect my vehicles due to the fact that my signs already state that they're reserved only between the hours of 4 PM and 8:30 AM? That while they're gone, anybody can park there. And the reason for that, and a little bit of history behind that, because I know most of y'all are new and haven't heard the qualm that I had before. When we first started decaling our vehicles, we had windshields busted, we had taillights busted, tires slashed, keys, headlights busted, antennas tore off of them. These 2 vehicles are a great investment for my office and their county money. That's my concern is protecting those vehicles from stuff like that. So that's one of my questions is, how will that affect those? And do I need to just start letting the 2 employees that's responsible for them take them home of the evenings? Or can we work something out on that? Because like I said, mine are open as long as the vehicle's gone. They're open, anybody can park there, clearly states
Does
it on.
your sign say that?
Yes,
Well, I didn't look at your sign.
yeah, no, it says, not for work, for labor,
Right.
but anyways, reserved for property assessor's vehicles only during the hours of 4 PM, or between the hours of 4 PM and 8:30 AM. So basically the evening is what mine.
They're
says.
empty during the day.
Pardon?
They're empty during the day.
Yeah, and they're parkable, I guess, right word for it.
All right. Well, 2, if
It's a camera there, that's the reason why I like it.
well, if they're empty during the day, then they probably.
They haven't been here lately because of the fact we've been restricted on being able to go out,
Right.
because our job
But if it
pertains
was-
to knocking on doors.
But if it ever becomes a safety issue, could you, if you needed to, then it's fenced in, I'm pretty sure if you had ever come to the point, you need to keep them locked up, you can park them down there.
If it comes to the point, yeah, then the employee can just drive his vehicle there and lock it in the same gate too, if that's the case.
If John Doe pulls in here tomorrow at 9 o'clock, he can park in your parking spot.
Yeah, as long as that parking lot, as long as that vehicle's gone.
Right.
Anybody can park there and it clearly states it on the sign. The first set of signs,
Like you said there, right?
yeah, the first set of signs we had, somebody took one of them, I actually paid for them out of my own pocket. The next sign, I think Tony actually purchased, through the county, but it's all together, whereas the other one was 2 signs separately, but they're read the same thing. But that's my biggest concern is because, before we had a, $1,500 Jeep Cherokee and an $800 Ford Bronco, so it was okay. But now we're talking about a Jeep Wrangler and a Jeep Renegade, and they're both pretty expensive vehicles and newer vehicles. So I'd like to protect them, you know, for the county's interest. I mean, it's the taxpayer that paid for them. So, but that's my concern with that also. It cleared up a lot of the rumors that has been flowing around about what Jim's was planning on doing by the way he was talking tonight. And the one rumor that we heard was that everybody's gonna have to park in that lower parking lot no matter what. You know, we're coming up about 15 parking lots short, or parking spots short, so what we gonna do, fire them or lay them off, you know?
Right, well,
So-
that's when you, that's why it's good to come to the meetings, and
Right.
that's why when you hear something, call down to somebody, get whoever's the chairman's phone number and call them.
Right.
I'll answer anybody's phone.
But like I said, that's, you know, it cleared up those rumors, but that's one of my concerns.
But I'll tell you this, and I think you can agree with me or not. With what I'm hearing, some of them ain't liking, all right, what you said about your sign is great, but don't have property assessors parking. Let's put a sign up, because a lot of people are complaining, all right, you got these elected officials, up their name, a special place to park, and it upsets some of them because they come in and they see
Right.
Bobby Van, parks here.
You don't see Bobby Van,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
have,
I-
I don't have a space.
You don't see Brandon Parton neither, because I get too many death
I've
threats.
never had a space, don't want a space.
But what I'm saying is, let's put a sign up there that says, no parking from you mean.
4 p.m.
What
they
time they
quit.
quit?
4:30 is what time we quit, but that's
Well,
enough for
if
them
they
to
got
come in
something
and have a
to park
spot.
and come in and
Yeah.
check at 4 o'clock. No parking from 4 o'clock till 8 o'clock, or whatever time they come in the next morning.
4 to 8:30 is what we got right now.
Okay.
Because that gives them enough time to get out of the office
Make
and
it
get out.
plain to where people could know they can park there during the day, but at night, nobody can park there. That
That's
way, you know,
fine.
you guys come in, they pull in, they park.
As long as we've got a parking spot under a camera, so that if anything is
Right.
vandalized again, we've got it there. Now, we've not had a vandalism problem in a number of years, since we started having the two parking spots
Right.
back here, then we moved them down here. We've not had any problems of vandals since then, since we started parking back here. But there was a camera there on, it. That's the reason why, I guess.
But I'm just
Yeah,
telling
you
you
won't see
all,
my name on a sign neither, because I don't want one.
well, you know, it says property assessors parking
Yeah.
only.
Property
So-
assessor vehicles.
Right,
I think
okay,
that's-
but, if that makes, I hope I'm making sense there, that's the part a lot of them are complaining about, they've got a special place to park, and I gotta walk.
Well, it's
But
an
if they
investment
don't
for
know
their
who's-
vehicles.
Who can't park there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't know who's gonna be working there.
Right.
They-
I understand
they-
that.
They ain't gonna run through the mine, well, I ain't voting right again.
Yeah.
It
Is what it is.
We can
But-
designate it in the right way, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Well, like I
You can
said,
keep that,
as long as they understand that it's to protect their vehicles, it's not for my convenience, that's for
Right.
sure. Because I'll park at the bottom, I don't give a crap. You know, I'll park wherever, but I don't want a designated spot, I've had too many death threats, so, you know. But that's mine.
You don't have a problem with that.
I got no problem with that, as long as we can keep those two spots from 4 o'clock to 8:30, I'm tickled to death, because then they're
That's
protected.
great, well, let's do it this way, on my suggestion, since Brandon's, you're on the right-hand side, right?
Yeah, I'm on the 13th side.
Okay, all right. There's
You're
13.
you're on the, close to the sheriff's side, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's on, you got the 14 and 13, I'm on 13.
All right. Since you're on that side, I'm gonna move my suggestion from the left side to the right side. I'll lose a spot, but yet, you know, if we go 14, that'd be 16. So during the day, you know, we'll just have 13 spots, because your two will be open during the day.
Mhm.
Unless the courthouse is closed, and you'll be safe.
Yeah, or unless we're rained out and can't get out, you know.
That's understandable.
We're so far behind right now, though, we're gonna have to get out, rain, shine, snow, whatever, end of the world, we're still gonna have to
But
get out.
if your two spots is open during the courthouse hours, then we
Yes.
can move over to there, and then that'll open up another spot on that side, and.
Like I said, as long as I'm under a camera, as long as they're under a camera, I don't care. I just wanna protect those vehicles, cause I won't come out and slash tires again.
Well, that's
Or
fine.
have to take it home and buff it out myself to get the scratches out of it.
The,
Mr. Chairman,
just,
do you know how much that camera, or how much coverage that camera shows?
I think it goes, when we checked on it the first time, it goes from that one solitary parking space down about 4 down below mine. And that was then. I don't
Just on
know.
that one side?
That was the only one we checked on, that we knew for sure would cover it.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask him a question too? Hey, Brandon, are there any cameras over in the sheriff's department with Lewis Parks, do you know? Just in case you have to.
I really don't know. I have no idea. I don't wanna put the sheriff out and say, yeah,
No, I know,
no,
I
it's
didn't
not
know
me, you know.
if there were, if just in case you have to move your vehicles over there, you know, the time, I didn't know if you would be able to watch vehicles from the camera standpoint.
I don't know. We had some stuff happen, one back here, and they couldn't get the filming on it at that point neither, so, I don't know.
Yes.
Where his vehicles are, where you got designated for like the deliveries,
Mm-hmm.
what about those? Cause that's gonna be two spots right there, cause the deliveries will be done after 4:30, or 4:30. Cameras catch on that, what he's talking about?
I'm not 100% sure where you're talking about.
I'm just
Oh,
wondering
to be honest with you.
where your cameras are on your vehicles.
You're driving down in front of the courthouse,
Mhm.
first turn in, like you're gonna come to the mayor's office.
Mhm.
When you turn off Main Street to the right, on the right-hand side, up against the curb, that whole.
Where the grass and stuff is, okay.
Yeah, well, up in, it's at the side of the grass, there's enough room there to park the lift.
Mhm. I know what you're talking about now.
And then. from
I don't,
the-
I don't think they reach that far. I don't know.
Well, you'd have to move the cameras to
Yeah,
get that.
we'd have to talk to the sheriff on that.
Right.
But no, I don't know. I just know that right there in that area where we was at, that's the reason why we wanted that area, was for that reason, so.
Okay. Well, that was a good suggestion, you'd have delivery and parking.
And that way, because the
Uh,
deliveries, you can't even
okay.
use that, it's under a lot, isn't it, right there?
Yeah, but I
Grassy
don't think
have a
there's,
lot?
well,
It's just
it's just a grassy spot there.
The mayor has a
So-
question, he's up, Bobby, then.
I just, if it's the sidewalk that leads up to the door of my office, that might be fire. If it's not, it'd be a good suggestion.
That fire hydrant there, or that fire hydrant there. And
Fire
cars are
lane,
parked there all the time.
Fire lane.
Right.
But just the delivery guys.
Right.
I think it works real well for delivery, we just have to make sure we're fire lane clear
Right.
on there, so. And I'm parking where the mayor's park forever, I don't mandate that that's my space, it's just the parking space that was there when I got there, I'm not very good.
Yes, sir, just to address a couple of things. I don't think this parking lot's even a concern, is it? But anyway, we do 3 bank deposits a day, and most of the time I do them myself, but sometimes I have to send one of the ladies to go do it from the two. But Commissioner Marlowe talked about jury service, definitely do about that, but there's really only 2 days per year that we have the big number of jurors here. And we do that at the first of the year and mid-year. And we sums 500 people and usually end up with about 300 that shows up because of medical and age and work and so on. But anyway, after that, and we assign our jurors into groups of about 35. So if we have a trial, that 350 is not here. We have 35. And then we have 35 for the next trial, so that's greatly reduced, that is not as bad. Those 2 days a year are off.
Right, well,
People
yeah.
just park everywhere, there's no answer. This year, the director of schools has allowed us to use the Jacksboro Middle School for our jury selection this summer, which is great. We're gonna have a nurse there, check everybody's temperature and stuff, just like we're supposed to, so that's taking care of that. It would be hard to do that for the January term. Our terms are 6 months, so it would be difficult to do it for school being in session, unless we can catch it on a break. But so that's a big relief for parking problems. to do that.
Once that lower courtroom gets paved, it's gonna, regardless of how it's used, you're gonna have a big help there.
Yeah, there's just so much room and there's a.
Yeah. And regardless of whether employees park there or we just have it for court,
Yeah.
we're still gonna have to look at building the canopies for people to come in and out while we're down there, just for their safety, like it won't, won't be me running in out there. But you still want to protect everybody. Yeah, yes, sir.
lot from the beginning, that parking lot's used more just for people paying taxes. You know, you said from the beginning that it's used for other, for the courthouse.
Right.
I don't care where I park, my sign's coming down tomorrow. If my parking spot is giving somebody else where to park, they can have it, I don't care. Took me 28.5 years where I got it, I don't care. But when I get her early, I'm gonna park there. I don't care who gets it then on, I'm still not parked all the way down, right? I don't care whatever y'all wanna do. And we're talking about this side of the courthouse, employees only, am I right?
What do you mean?
That's going
This
to-
side only, but only one lane.
Yeah, and you said 100 employees?
Well, somebody
And
wrote a
most-
letter.
And most are 35. And
Pardon?
that is if all of them's here every day.
Well,
That's what the mayor's office, trustee's office, county clerk, property assessor, and register of deeds. That's the side you're talking about.
right,
Most are gonna be here 35.
35 employees. Yeah.
If they're here every day. You ain't
Some-
gonna have to see
Well,
what.
somebody didn't do their math there, Scotty. They said 100.
Let's add them up.
Uh-huh.
That's the most.
Well, there would still be plenty of parking.
Yeah.
But-
Plenty of parking. Now, sometimes, yeah, I take a lot of money out here. A lot. They'd be surprised. Anytime I call the sheriff, he'll give me an escort.
Short.
I don't need one every day.
Right.
You know, that's never been no issue. So I don't have a problem, but I do with my employees. Sometime in October up to in middle of March, I got an employee right here, she can back me up. We could be here at 8 o'clock. Wintertime, it gets dark at 6.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they gotta walk all the way down there, that's not good.
No.
In my opinion, now that the sheriff removed all his employees down there during the day, all the detectives and all the cars that are sitting there idle, it's opened up a lot of places. Give it a shot. Let's try it like it is this tax season and see how many complaints you get. There's gonna be a lot open. And if you're thinking, you know, there's plenty of parking down here, but I mean, like I said, my sign will be down tomorrow. It's no big issue with me. But, the sheriff's probably opened up 15 parking places. If you take all them parking places from the second entry up to here, how many are there? Probably 60. I don't see 60 people coming in here at one time during the day for courthouse business on that side. But there's also a route, people park there, go to work. There's empty cars there, this park, this are during the day.
What do you mean go to work?
Oak Ridge,
Oh, well, we need to stop that.
you know, this place across the street, Probation,
Uh-huh.
they park the best parking places. So, I mean, they ain't just employees, okay? But there's just 35 employees that's be concerned, I don't think y'all know this. Just 35 employees, that's the most over here, okay?
This goes to show why you have these meetings. So much has been brought out, so much you all told us, that we didn't, or I didn't, I'll say, I don't know. So if we got people out parking here going to Oak Ridge, they don't need to be doing that. This is for courthouse business. So we need to monitor it somehow. And if they need to park right now, if they won't park down in that gravel pit, we don't have a problem with that, but if they're taking spots up here. Well, for the last 3 years, supposed to be next month. Yeah, right, but there's always something that's happened, it's the paving company, and y'all gotta remember, when we use Rogers Group, the road department does. And the road department, what Rogers Group is so busy, they do the road department's work, but they get everybody else's done, because that's where all their money's at. So they come in and do the road departments mostly in the fall of the year. And then sometimes if something, they get too busy, what we need done, puts on the back burner and goes on. Because they do it cheaper for the county, they do the individuals. So
Well,
they
I think we're just waiting now till they get a chance to do it.
do it, yes.
But don't you think that when they get that done, some of the people that work in the jail, not the deputies, that some of them,
Well,
are in that parking lot.
well, Robbie said they would be, you know, just right for them, so they'd use it and work your way up. But I'm sorry, Monty, go
I
ahead.
was gonna mention too, someone said earlier, I don't know if it was Scott or you,
I'll take the blame.
about the handicap parking,
Mm.
that people park down there, and you know how they walk up here. One of you said that, I don't know who said that, and they do. And there'll be every handicap place open, they don't see the handicap signs. They're not this big around, they're on the building. Cause we ask them, when they come down, as long as you park in their handicap, they don't see it.
All right, we'll have a sign put out right here in Point, because we got one here, we had to put one up right here showing people the handicap's over this way.
So you got handicapped people parking in public spots.
I appreciate you saying that, we'll put a sign up there, so.
And it wouldn't hurt to put public parking on down there. Or so that way, when you got people that's parking there going to work or whatever, you might have authority to do something about it.
I'm glad you showed up. All right, what we need to do is, like you said, is you turn into the parking lot on each end. Courthouse parking on. Others will be towed. That should eliminate anybody parking here and going to Oak Ridge to work. So see?
I've
that's
seen them
something
sit
I
there for
didn't-
days.
Pardon?
I've seen cars sit there for days not moving.
Well, here about 4 months ago, time gets away from it, there was a Mack truck sitting out here in the parking lot. It should have been towed off. These parking lots are not designed for 18-wheelers and 30-ton Macks sitting on. And it parked there for 2 days. It should have been towed.
I think this could be worked out.
Yeah, well,
You
that's,
know.
well, if we get rid of Abraham Innie's parking here and driving Oak Ridge, you know, that's many more up. And like I said, well, I'll make me know.
Hey, Mr. Trevor, I want to ask you a question
All right.
or two. They had talked about fixing what about the extra parking? Who's been supposed to be overseeing that to get it done?
What's that?
Responsibility of that parking back there, that needs to be done, but you said by Rogers Group or whatever?
Are you talking about the paving?
Yes.
Well, we're doing it through the road department. And that's why I was saying,
Rogers Group does all their big jobs, and when they get caught up, then they come back and they do the county's work. And, we had some roads in different parts, different districts, that was 2 years getting paid because time ran out on Rogers Group before the weather got too bad. And,
I think they had it scheduled one time, and had all these floods. and
yeah. I mean, they set a schedule, but all the time, when, only time that you can get something done on time is when you're doing it for yourself. But when you gotta depend on me, something may happen and I can't do it for you, that throws you behind, so that's happened, but I'll have, we'll bring up, put up signs, get rid of that parking, that's gonna help. Now, and two, on this, all these others, when your employees come, they park anywhere they want to, up close, anywhere, as long as you stay out in 13.
I'm
Yeah, you
gonna
got
bring one more
3
thing up too, Ralph.
All right,
And I'll
no,
hush
you're
up.
fine, no, you're fine.
The 2 designated places for loading, unloading, or
Uh-huh.
whatever, is that necessary?
Well,
How many trucks coming in here?
well, my
You
understanding,
give
there's
up
3 or
two
4 or 5
parking
a day,
places. Give it parking place. One thing that is UPS. They're
Right,
they're
UPS
out.
and FedEx and,
That's it. Every now and then supplies, you know. Just think about it. Give up 2 parking places where Elson Supply to come 1 day a week.
they don't come in every day like I was told.
That's your maintenance, there's no maintenance.
He's not here today. He told me he couldn't be here when I scheduled this meeting, so I went
Well,
ahead and
now,
scheduled
bring it
without
up.
him
I
being
mean,
here.
Just think about it, give that,
Very in and out.
When FedEx delivers to us, they just pull up out here.
I just saw him pull up here when we was in the meeting a
I
while
mean,
ago.
they don't like to park.
my
They just pull
supplies
up.
people, this, it ain't once every 3 months, you know, even that. I say this, we won't give up 2 we're giving up parking
Well,
places, we
if-
won't give up 2 for that.
Well, that would be 3 if 2 for big trucks, but if we don't do that and we turn it into parking, that would make, we could make 3 there.
I think that's more sensible.
Pardon?
I think that's more sensible than doing that.
Well, I mean, if you
Giving
don't think
parking.
there's, you know,
Now, you can ask the mayor, I mean, what he thinks. I mean, that's my opinion, I'm just one.
or for the delivery, right up against the sidewalk.
That's what they're doing it now.
Well, that's why I know, but I was gonna do it, because I've been in here and there've been other vehicles parked there.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, Ralph Davis has parked there before.
Yeah. They have a lot of people that do
Well,
that.
I'm just saying, I've been guilty of parking there myself.
I thought you was giving that 2 spots in the parking lot for the loading and unloading or unloading.
Pardon?
I thought you was talking about in the
No,
parking.
no, I'm sorry, when you turn in off the main highway to the right, next to the sidewalk, right there, you'll be right there, they just get out and go straight into the,
Oh, yeah,
that was for the delivery,
yeah.
not none of the parking spots.
Oh, okay.
Now, they couldn't get in and out in there.
No, I can figure that.
Okay. Happy.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Appreciate that. Amy? Pardon?
About everywhere you go, parking's a problem.
Well, yeah.
Works out the best we can.
Anybody else got a comment? Anybody wants to say, just now's the time to help us out here. 'Cause everything everybody said so far has helped me understand more about what's going on here and what we need to do. That's why we have this meeting. That's why I appreciate everybody being here. And I appreciate more the ones that stood up and spoke, because they brought light to, like Monty said, I didn't know. Didn't y'all know that people park there and work downtown?
No, they know more than we do.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that, so that's gonna give you people, you know, there's a parking spot. I didn't know Bobby parked up here and his employees, I didn't know that. I just know that people was calling, we need to have a meeting and discuss and figure out what's the best thing to do for everybody. But I appreciate what Monty said and everybody said, but I still personally, I think we could, give up them 13 spots, and then all everybody else park where they want to. And like Brandon's 2 spots is open during the day, so that would have been 16 spots. So he spoke up and that cleared that up. Ma'am, do you have a hand up?
My only question is, you talk about the taxpayers coming in, and I understand that, but, you know, county workers are taxpayers,
Right.
tax here, pay property taxes here, shop local, those types of things. I think that should be taken into consideration as well.
That's why we are, we're not wanting to harm another, we don't want to do this to harm nobody. We want to make it satisfy and for the best for everybody. Somebody ain't gonna like it, I understand that. But, if we, you know, fix it and have it, well,
I know you said you didn't know, but, the signs that's up there for the clerk's office, trustees, how many actually reserved spots are there? Anybody know?
I know.
4 total?
Including my 2, well,
Five.
five including my 2.
So they're gaining technically 8 spots reserved for workers. But right now, you're saying there's only 5 that's actually reserved,
Including my 2.
including your 2. So technically, there's only 3.
3.
So you got, the clerk's office got 2,
No, just one.
1, Treasurer D's got 1, and then Monty got 1?
I only got one last week.
And the mayor.
And the mayor.
And the mayor's building.
But who's
So-
up with the handicap?
Yeah, he's up on the handicap side.
Do what?
Who's up with the
Yeah.
handicap?
So, but what you're saying is, these 14 or 13, whichever, will be open to the public, and they park on the other side with the sheriff's department, employees can park over there, correct?
He don't want them
Who doesn't want?
to, sure,
Okay.
because he made his employees, but that's also, for his visitors to come into the jailhouse.
He don't care, right?
Yeah, that's not
The
true.
sheriff don't care if the employees parks down there.
Well, I know he had his employees
Yeah,
moved,
Ford,
his employees moved, so I didn't think he'd make his move.
I don't think he cares.
Okay, well, that's fine, I'm just saying,
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if that's the case, they're actually gaining 8 spots reserved specifically for them if you do it the way you're talking. Because right now they just have 5
Right.
reserved. So, in that case, it would be beneficial for the workers.
yeah, well, and we get rid of, people parking here during the day and holding up spots. And I tell you what, let's do, my suggestion is gonna be us reserve the 13 spots. I'll look at Monty, even if I talk to Bonnie and other people gets delivery, and if, we don't need a delivery spot, then we can also turn, I believe it'd be 3 spots. If the lane, I'll do like the mayor said, we'll have to check, make sure it ain't far lane. And if it's not, we can designate, make 3 spots right there as you just turn in, beside the courthouse.
Would it be better to turn those into handicap and
We got our,
turn, make all the handicaps into the reserve?
well, we got all the handicap at the same spot already. You know, I mean, I'm just,
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying, we wouldn't have to do nothing to the handicap, and what costs some money.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
the place that you're talking about, sir, that needs to be paved though, or you have to let me know about what.
$40,000.
Okay, now, will that open up parking for people?
Yeah,
Okay, can I ask you this question then?
Yeah.
Maybe we can try, as the commission body, to accommodate the people that work for us as well as the taxpayers. Would it not be, I'm just suggesting, though, you guys can tell me how you feel about it, but would it be not, maybe kind of a good idea, maybe to, I'm just saying, maybe just put this on hold for just a little while until we get it, that paved out there, and then see what, like Mr. Bullock said, see what happens from there and see what opens up, and you may not have to change anything. I mean, is that possible that you can consider that?
No. We've been 3 years trying to wait on that, but here's the thing, if we wait till then, it's already put in the books, it's already been voted on, it's already been passed. When that gets paid, all county employees have to park there. Now, that was what was voted on and passed 3 years ago. So if we wait till then there ain't nothing I can do about it, except tell everybody to go down there and park. But if we take care of this now, we'll eliminate, when that gets parked, paid, coming back in here, it's okay, it's on the books.
If I'm not mistaken, is it's not fair to say that you said this had already been passed, maybe 3 years ago, before I came back on board this time? Well, if that's the case then, Mr. Charlie, you're wanting to go ahead and do this now, but you're saying automatically they're gonna have to park over there anyway. Why is it that? If you, I'm saying, Mr. Chairman, how long would you even have to take action on this then?
Because we don't know when we're gonna get that paid.
I know when you say we gotta get paid, I know Ron's doing everything he can. Is it, who's the holdup? Is it, for not getting it? Is it the money or what is it?
Did you not hear what I said? Rogers Group.
Yeah, I know.
Runs out of time, and they keep putting us off. It ain't the money's gonna be, money's already there, if I'm not mistaken, it's about $42,000.
There's more people in Rochester
Pardon?
That many people. Like
Well,
that.
yes, they are.
It's gonna be 3 years.
Rogers Group's doing it about $30,000.
Somebody's driving their feet, Mr. Chairman, on this issue. It's kind of what happened in here. It's already, in my opinion now, since this has already been in place, and it's already been passed, for the employees to know they're gonna have to park there, I'm sure that they've heard about this before, but you're wanting to go ahead and nip, you just want to go ahead and nip action and just do it before this paving's even done in the parking lot, is that right?
I'm trying to fix the problem for everybody now. It's been 3 years. If we put this off, I mean, people, well, they telling me I do something. I'm working on it. And you're the one's gonna vote, but I'm recommending we just go ahead and designate these 13 spots. And think of it. Monty said there's 35 employees, there's still 70 parking spots there, they can park right close. On the left-hand side, there's 28. 14 and 14 is 28. On the other side, there's another 14. So there's more parking spots left alone, close to the courthouse, for the employees. They don't have to, they could come in and fill up that left-hand side, fill in at the right-hand side. Instead of just parking everywhere, the employees try to park all in one, 2 lanes somewhere, close that they can get. Whoever, if you oversleep, you can park the other way. But, the purpose is try to have both. The people come in here and the people work here. And these 13 spots, they still more than enough parking spots left. And now listen, that ain't counting the lower part of the big parking lot. They still, that many more, they still 50 more maybe on the lower, and they're still parking up here in place. There's two sections of 4 lanes. One up next to the highway, and you go down 14 spots and you come in, then on the other side is about 14 more. Then you pull up, there's 14, here's 14, and here's 13, then another 14, and then in front of the sheriff's office.
Mr. May I ask Monty something, please? Mr. Bullock, when you've been here as many years as you've been here, and we're talking about these 13 spots here, knowing you like I know, you probably know that everybody that's counted for that spot that parks there, is that right?
Yeah.
There ain't nobody out of town parking in them spots, are they? Or going out of town parking in them spots, are they?
What 13 spots you talking about?
The ones you're talking about that we're trying to, the ones that they're talking about.
My question is on it, them 13 spots, it's gonna be for employees, right?
No, that's not the ones they can't park. They park anywhere else.
Yeah,
All right, okay, go ahead.
that's one of the question for you. The ones that he talking about, do you know about if somebody at the courthouse parks in those spots that he's referring to? That's what I'm asking you. As long as you've been here, maybe you can answer that question.
Not many. And them 13 spots you're talking about?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
can I butt in for just a minute?
Yeah.
The upper portion of the parking lot, how many of those are taken by people that park there out of town?
The upper part?
The upper part.
That's what, yes, you're right.
I don't know.
A few,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't answer that,
But you know there is some about every day.
but, oh, yeah.
alright, so if we solve that problem, that's gonna help take care of most of the other spots that we're just wanting to designate. And what, it did, in the beginning, it was gonna be more parking spots than just these 13.
I do wanna say, and I don't wanna offend no employee here at all, and I've got 4 that work for me. 3 of them park on the lower end. They only park up there.
So see, I mean,
That's what I'm saying with the
They
third.
That's what I'm saying, if they're not parking there,
they
somebody's
park
using it.
there for the safety of different cars.
yeah.
I'm not talking about the second parking lot, I'm talking about the bottom of this first parking.
Yes,
lot. I've got 3 parked there every day.
Well, see, that's, and it's still full, so there's 3 that these 13 ain't gonna hinder it out.
It ain't gonna bother, I don't think nobody, you know.
And I'll say this, if you're one of the employees, you're parking on this 13 side, that'd be on Brandon. If you park in the lane that Brandon parks his vehicle in, it's gonna affect you. So all you need to do is cross over and park on the other side. All you gotta do is park on the other side.
Speak for me, I mean, I don't see it hurting Brandon or June or the mayor. I mean, they can speak if they think it is, I mean,
Until the courthouse shut down to the one entrance, majority of my employees park back here because the vacant straight shot
Right.
in. We only started parking down there because of the one entrance right here.
And when it's shut down, you know, you gotta park where you gotta park. But, the only thing is, this is going to be, we're doing something for the taxpayers, and it ain't much, but at least they know that you all care about it.
well, you
all,
kept,
you know.
you kept my parking place, that'd be 14.
If you ain't parked on that side there,
And I don't know if this includes my property, you know, I'm gonna.
but that's what I was going to influence you. If you need a place, you know, we need to put it, but we don't need to say, your office. You know what I'm saying? You just need to say, no parking, designated parking only. And everybody will know it's you, but
I don't need it. If my place opens up, makes it 14 instead of 13, I don't know if you was.
is it on this side up here?
Yeah,
Is it? Oh, it got you.
It's on.
you already
But
included.
that's the parking place, you know, one of them says no parking, kind of makes me mad.
Yeah.
I do have parking.
But,
But if anybody parked in my place while I'm gone to lunch, or whatever, I'm not gonna come make them move. You know, I wouldn't do.
probably, you know, who they was.
Happens all the time.
But,
Especially Gordon.
well, anybody else got anything else they want?
I just like to say, if they're having a hard time seeing the handicap spots, you said the elderly don't see it, maybe we should paint on the asphalt.
Well, these out here are. What it is, what Monty said is, when you come in, the handicap is set back just a little bit, maybe the whole car length, and they're driving through looking at all this parking lot, and they don't think to look to the side. Right there, and that grassy knoll needs to be a sign put up that handicap parking with an arrow, so they'll turn their head and they'll see those 7 spots.
Sure, I do have a question. Mayor, and you may know this or somebody else may know. To do the bottom parking lot, was that grant money for, at one time, for some type of access?
Recreational Trails Program built the whole parking lot complex, grant.
So, I don't know how that would, I mean, there may be people, you know, use it to go to Oak Ridge, but, I mean, I don't know how you would justify
Well, right now, it wouldn't be a problem, them parking
in the bottom.
down there, down where they pay, and go to Oak Ridge, goes. And even if it was paid, it would be a problem them parking up here, because, you know, I'm parking here and I'm carpooling to Oak Ridge, and then one of these employees here down the parkway down there to walk all the way up here, because,
Yeah, if we're parking the bottom part, I don't think it will matter, but I don't think we can justify telling people they can't park there, because it being a grant dollar to state,
You can just ask them to park, yeah.
park in the bottom.
well, that was the grant money, it's where it ain't been paid, not up here.
No, I thought was it, the bottom part of the page, was that not grant dollars? No, okay, I apologize.
Excavation.
And all that was done with taxpayers' money for building the courthouse.
Okay.
But the grant money part ain't been done yet. And we did talk about, when it got paid, people riding their ATVs could park there on the weekends and ride. When the courthouse was closed. And then, you know, use it.
The RTP grant did pay for the sidewalk and the lighting in those first 2 portions.
Okay. But not that asphalt part, correct?
Not the part that's not asphalt, not the gravel lot, it's still.
What about the part that's asphalt on the bottom
That was
side?
RTP.
That
That was tied to that little trail that's Jacksboro City Trail and the ATV trail.
Okay.
You're smart.
Just two things real quick. One of them, the parking lot not being paid, I think we'll do this, but part of it not being, I thought that that was gonna wait to be done with the sheriff's new buildings.
That's something else they gotta be doing.
Also, another thing, and I'm not trying to make this all, but
Or you will, but
you know, long, in the short term, you know, there's some things you can do, you know, without people parking, right? But I think the best way to solve that solution, and this is outside the scope of this committee, is to hire an industrial recruiter, so that people don't have to park there and drive, they can actually work.
Mr. Chairman, when you're getting back to this parking lot that needs to be paved in Rogers Group, it's been 3 years, and that's $40,000 of the taxpayers' money. Is it possible we can maybe check into this and see how long it may be before they might be able to get to this project for the taxpayers?
I'll run deal with it. And then he'll have to call Rogers Group. Well, I'm sorry, but just like he said, the sheriff's gonna, he put out for bid to add on to his jail. And then that was right, that we put
We
it
want to do it all
on.
at the same time?
When he got done with that, then it's gonna pave it, gonna county, it's gonna destroy it, then it's gonna have to tear up some of it.
So would we have to come
So
back?
whenever I have a top, we ain't been, this fire's going on, y'all know, and everything's been handicapped, we just think that we've done. Okay, well, I got one more topic we need to discuss, and let me tell you what, I'm gonna recommend that you can vote it up or down, or whatever you're gonna do, but I wanna recommend we put up signage coming in, pointing to where the handicapped are parking at. And designate 13 spots for customers only between 8:30 and 4:30 p.m. in the evening. Random food spots will say from, well, the same thing, but ism will be reversed. No parking during the daytime, or the nighttime hours. And we will look at, we'll have it figured out before our workshop, if we can turn in the 3 spots here on the right, which we can turn in. If it's not a 4 lane, then we can turn in, make 3 more there. And then we'll be gaining 2 with Brandon, that's 13. And then we get rid of the ones that's parking, and carpooling off, let's say that's 5. So you take 5, that's 8, we're only.
You gained Monty's too, he said.
And then, if we turn 3 more in there, so we're only, time it's all said and done, we're only gonna, 2 parking spots will be all we taking from it. Because you ain't gonna have to use the rest of it. So we'll fix it to where you're using the ones that ain't been using. And we'll just put it all in one order. And people's gonna come in and say, man, they fixed the problem. I can park there, they pull in and out, and go.
And that's the 13 you talking about, you gonna have no name.
No, there'll be no names on it. No one can park there unless, no employee can park there. They can park everywhere else but them 13 spots. They come in, and it's business hours, yeah.
After 4.
After 4:30, anybody can park there. It's just, so they come in and out and go. And then, that would be,
The reason I asked that, people gonna say, well, you get them traffic police, no money.
well, that was why I was suggesting to them to, take the clerk's name off of it, but they gotta have the spot, just put down no parking here from this time to this time. Just,
So are you taking the county clerk and registry deeds parking?
where's it at?
They're in the front of each row. You know, June's at the end, my mom's is at the next one. You know, right where Monty's is, Monty and Eileen and June.
Well,
That's what I was trying to ask them earlier about Monty, if anybody knew.
I mean, I myself, they're elected
Y'all carry
officials,
money?
I think they deserve a park, that's my opinion, deserve a parking spot. They've been there a long time, and you
well,
know,
that's-
if you don't want to put their name on it, huh?
How much did June, do you carry money in and out?
Yeah, we carry money, lots of money.
That's what I was getting at, to ask Monty if he knew anybody, all of them that park, the county people that park in there, and how important is those parking places, so we'll know. Because if one state vote on this, it's passed or failed, you know.
It's a target. I was just
Well-
seeing if they could call the department heads, the elected officials, they're needing Robbie to come get a.
I mean, we can't call a deputy every day to come to escort us out. I mean, that's just not feasible.
And Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna ask you this question. It seems to me that those 13 spots that we're referring to, I try to get the pinpoint from Mr. Boyd. We need to find out if anybody's been parking in these 13 spots that is carrying the taxpayers' money out every day.
They're not.
Well,
They just answered that.
no, she said, you
But
said,
she's not parking in the 13 spots, right?
you're not parking in one of them spots?
Well, I mean, I just park in the parking lot wherever I find an open spot. you
I
know.
thought she had said that.
Now, Eileen, the county clerk, has a designated spot, along
That-
with June and with Monty and the mayor.
But you do what you wanna do, but I'm telling you this. If you need a spot, park. If you need a spot, Mr. Turner, take your name off of it. For the taxpayers' purpose, okay? And then it's, have a sign that says, no parking from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And then you park there. But see, if it's got the clerk's office, parks here, then when I pull in there, I'm done, I say, man, I'm gonna work down yonder, they're parking right in front of me. Well, if they don't know who's parking there, they don't know who to be mad at. That's what I'm getting.
So you want the names stick off the sign?
Right.
You think that would make everybody happy?
Well, I didn't think a lot of people have. The ones that's driving, they won't know who.
Mhm. But,
Are
I mean,
you
on a
taking all
normal
the names off of
business
one,
day, a
and
normal
everybody
business
can make
day
it
at the courthouse, you're not gonna have all these things happening at one time. That's a really crazy busy
Right.
day when somebody probably has called you and complained. You know what I'm saying? A normal day is not got loading and deliveries and, you know, everybody out here at one time circling the parking lot. That's probably a day a month, you know? I mean, I'm all for being there for the citizen, the taxpayer. I want them to be able to park close, you know, but a lot of times those handicap spots sits out there easy, you know, there's nobody in them, so.
But, I don't have a spot out there, but I'm just telling you from close, when people come in here and there's a spot there's gonna say, Ralph Davis parking. Well, there's gonna be 500 people see that sign and they're, over a period of time, they're gonna say, man, I ain't voting for that man, he's got his own place and I don't like it. But if it says no parking, they just go on. They don't pinpoint that it's you.
That's fine, but, you know, it's just, we do
Just-
have a
just
lot
what I'm
of
saying.
money.
It's taking the target off your back.
Mhm.
You still got your place to park, but nobody knows Marie's parking there.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
that's fine with me. It's just, I see it as a sign of respect for them, where I guess maybe
Well, I
some
mean, it's,
people, you know,
Well,
I think they deserve the respect, but,
Well,
you know.
they make good money too.
Yeah.
People think, it's what rail split here, and I respect what you're saying, and you're right. But it's both sides I'm trying to please both sides.
And I agree, and I
If you
respect
still
that.
got your parking spot, and I don't know where it's at, then I'm not gonna be upset about it. Okay.
To me, if you've got parking spaces that say no parking on there, and then people are parking in, even though they know they have permission, if they do run out and leave, somebody's like, you can park there every day,
Well,
I'm gonna park there anyway, and they.
well, you have to put the little wording on it.
It needs to say employee parking.
Yeah.
But no matter what we do today, not everybody's gonna be satisfied.
Right.
One way or the other.
But we're
You're
making
gonna have
sure.
drives any way you go about it.
We can try. If
We
it
can
don't work,
talk
we can
about
come
it for an
back
hour
and
and a half,
change
and
it.
it's nowhere.
But I'll entertain a motion to put up signage and designate 13 parking spots for customers parking on. Whoever wants to make it. Okay. That's case is over. All right, got one more thing. Out at the animal shelter, I was out there, not at the animal shelter, I was out at the, sanitation, been there several different times. And I think we might need to look into if we can do it. The animal shelter employees has to come in and out between all them cans all the time, okay? If the animal shelter, I think, if they gotta go in at night, they gotta unlock the sanitation gate and their gate. So, I've had a rough estimate on putting a new driveway in on the upper side of the animal shelter. To rough it in right now, it's between $15,000 and $20,000. That would cut the road in, gravel it, get it ready for blacktop. And it would come off from the animal shelter right hand side or off Coast Stream, down to Coast Stream. And then they could go in and out on that end, and they wouldn't have to come up and in and out between sanitation. They have their own private, driveway.
We need to do a road.
Pardon?
We need to build a road.
88-foot long. It's steep, but, I was told by Tony that we were probably one of the prisoners get free, that'll go from Thursday. And we shoot it and see what's feasible to do. But before we do all that, you know, we need to look at and see if that's something, you know, I think in the long run it'd be better if we separate, you know, all that traffic, kept them out and put them, you know, from in and out.
Are you talking about the traffic going on the hills and, I thought it was already.
Well, that is, but,
What's wrong with it now?
well, the employees, and not just the employees, I don't have any people go over our day. Chris, how many people go in and out of their place a day?
On Tuesdays, we have approximately 35 taxpayers in and out of our building.
Okay, you take 35?
Every other day it's different, but
A day, that's 60 trips up and down that road. In between, and them cans, and around and out, in and out. Okay? And not only that, if they have to go out at night or come in the middle of the night with an animal, 2 o'clock in the morning, they gotta unlock sanitation gate, close it back. They gotta unlock their gate, do what they gotta do, come back out and do the solid again, so, and
How do you live out here in winter time? It could be steep, you know that.
well, it's gonna be steep, but we'll have to shoot it and see that it's feasible and the elevation is right. And if it's too steep, then we can't do it. But if it ain't, we can't. But we got to discuss it, look into it, and check out the price and check it out before we can do it. So this is just for asking for permission to see, now the road department is gonna provide all the rock.
Can they cut it?
But we're
That's money right there.
I mean, can they cut the road in? The road department.
He hot, we could, but he don't want to, he's so busy. You know what I'm saying, you're asking him to pull off. You know,
What you thinking?
and it's still gonna cost, time he does it, with his money, we pay, I got a rough estimate without clear cutting the 24-foot right of way up there. Between $15,000 to $20,000. That's to clear cut it, shoot it, grade it in, and gravel it. But it's not blacktop. We'll have to come back and see what we can do
No. I have to have permission.
If it's gonna cost, you know, 10 to 15,000 for somebody to do it, and Ron say, hey, you know, I can do it for 5, I would much
Well,
rather.
if he, well, I'm asking you, but if he'd do it,
But what I'm saying is, I would rather, say, for instance, give him an extra 3,000 for his department for doing the work, and still save the county money, if he's willing to do it. I mean, that's him making a profit,
yeah.
you know, for his workers, but.
Well, if he wants to do that, but the thing is, and so everybody, oh no, this is right back to that idea, nobody else is.
I have another question.
Well,
Talk back when people on up on the hill, why they see people on the front end, most of them down the bottom of the hill, for the price, they need steel to not that much.
no, it's, I don't know how many people comes in that day at Coast Run, but we've got an extra, I wanna say 25, this cutter thing. You got an extra 25 cars going up that hill and coming back, so it's 50 people, 50 trips in and out amongst employees and the tractors and trailers, and going in and out between the cans. This is not nothing to do with the garbage, this is to do with the people.
What you mean,
Yeah, but this is to get the animal control house people up there, stop them from having to come in and out between everybody. They would have, we would, in other words, you got 100 vehicles coming in out here today, we do this, then we got 60.
I can see we need to wait. I'm not sure that
Well, you go out there.
I have been at
Mr. Chairman, are you talking about building down and shoveling a new road to come out instead of?
On the other side.
And you're talking, did you say you had estimation, I have to concur with Mr. Bird, is if you, had an estimation 15 to 20,000 to do that, is that right?
That was a ballpark figure to put it out.
And you said you spoke to, Ron, what his feelings about doing it?
Well, he said he provided the rock, that's all he was doing. But I can still go back to Ron, like Commissioner Barrett said, and say, Ron, you go do it, whatever it costs you to do, we'll give you an extra 3,000.
Well, every time like him, if it's gonna cost
If we did that, we wouldn't have to put out the bid.
yeah.
But, no, Ron's done it now, Ron's fixing blacktops in 2 or 3 other places for us through the sanitation department that's gonna save us a lot of money. So we've been putting a lot of work on him, and, but this is just an idea that I've come up with when I've been up there several times. All this traffic going in and out, and most of it is coming from and be reminded, what during the day, it was during, like the late in the evening, I'd be out there. If I have a commissioners meeting, I'd come in early, go out, and I'd go visit places. Now, about sanitation, and then you didn't see the car go in, you see the car go out. And there's 5, 6 cars going in and out, and I thought, well, nothing's happened, but it does sometimes. Mayor, you had your hand up before I go? Okay, I thought you were ready.
Yes, sir. Trish, have you all got any kind of monies at all in your budget to help with this project?
No, Scott, we don't.
She didn't know I was gonna do this.
This is the first I've actually heard of it.
I'm asking, I didn't know if you had any to help.
If you're standing, I think what Ralph's talking about, if you're standing in the front parking lot looking at the animal shelter, you know, you've driven up the left-hand side of that building. There's a hill over to the right-hand side. Is that where you're talking about, Ralph, is going? Basically, it would be a big circle to go out beyond. So it is a quite congested area, and there is a lot of traffic. And it's increased more in the last 2 months than it ever has.
Well, is it something that you can consider maybe, is it something you can consider maybe on Tuesdays, kind of spread it out a little bit where it won't be so congested?
No, we do clinics and surgeries on Tuesdays.
What's going on up there, has nothing, you know what I'm saying? This is right back to this idea. This is all on me. I've looked at it, and I'm elected to look around and see how I can do to better the county. And I've just come up with the idea to bring before you all, that this would be something we could do to cut down traffic off
out the sanitation department. And if we wanted to get technically, you're not supposed to go in and out, once sanitation is shut down at night, go in and out at night. But this would just give them a private driveway, take all their traffic out, and since she said what she said, they could actually move their gate. That road goes up on an angle. They could probably move that gate down 20 foot and add more parking up there on top of that. Cause that gate's pretty close to the level part of her end, a little bit. Can you move it down some?
I don't think so. It opens in toward the driveway, but it's actually pretty close to the base of the driveway.
Okay.
Mhm.
But this is just something I think I want to look into, and I think it'd be a good thing for the county to separate the two and keep that traffic. I mean, I've seen this for several months, and I'm having a meeting tonight, I'm gonna bring it up, and it's just something we can do to better the county and make things better for sanitation and people that come and adopts it out. I'll entertain a motion to let me look into pricing it and seeing what we have to do. Give me permission. That's all you're doing is to price it. Check it out and see if it's feasible. Then, once I get all my ducks in a row, I come back with a dollar amount. And then bring it for you all, and then bring it for the commission, and then if it's right, then we can do it. If it's not, then we don't have the money, nobody wants to do it, then it's dead.
I'll make a motion, let you look into it at no cost to the county.
No cost, just me, my time. Entertain a second. I got a second. Roll call, please. Does anybody have anything to say about it? Okay, roll call.
Charles Baird,
Yes.
Dwayne Baird,
Yes.
Wade Gordon,
No,
Lisa Lester. Yes. Ralph Davis.
Yes.
We have 4 yes, 1 no.
Can I say something? I think the other night, we wasn't gonna start a new project, close some of them out.
That's at the,
Park.
Park.
Auction park.
That's Long Shane Park.
Correct.
I think I'll just do all of them that way instead of we just keep getting things started, we never finish it.
Well, we've been finishing what we started.
Mr. Chairman, on the parking lot, the handicap situation was included in that motion. I do think we need to fix it to where they'll be able to see the handicap lanes for, that's.
Yeah, that's what we're saying, Grace, when you come in, well, need one on both entries and point to your right,
Yeah.
handicap.
So wait, those.
Yes.
So those.
Yeah, that's
you
in,
can see that.
that's in the, well, I tell you what, then, the other failed, but you can still, I'll entertain a motion to put up handicap, signage to,
If you just went 10 feet higher with the second sign, they could see them across the park. So you'd have that eye level sign that go up.
that's out there at the parking though. But what Monty was talking about, Mr. Mayor, was if John Doe came in on the very far end, they don't know where to go. You know what
That
I'm
would
saying?
help too.
We put a sign up and point, they can drive up this way and find me. But
That'd help too.
then they're in the front. That, you
Make motion.
go back.
Charles Baird,
Yes.
Dwayne Baird,
Yes.
Wade Gordon,
yes,
Lisa Lester. Ralph Davis.
Yes.
5 yes.
Thank you. Rich, you got anything you wanna add, do, any money else?
we done a pretty good job.
Mr. Martin, after this.
I could see.
I'm short, I can't be sitting.
Well, no, you, that big fella right there, that camera, and it's live.
Well, I was about half cocked with it anyways. No, my question is there any way of getting a status update on the windows in my office?
Get a what?
The windows being replaced in my office. And the reason why I ask is for 2 reasons. during the wintertime, we had multiple days where it got 60 degrees in the front, in the main office there, because of the fact there's so much hot air going out of those windows. Likewise, during the summertime, coming into those windows also, that I actually had to take out my own pocket and go buy some heaters for the girls up front, because of the fact it got so cold. I've got pictures of the thermostat too. And then also, I've also had a couple of people call in. I mean, I see their complaint, but they talk about how ugly it is. They asked me, is it mold behind the windows? And it's where it's, the black spray paint is actually, I guess, fading away. But that was just what I was gonna ask, what was the status on
Now,
that?
Tony, we just replaced some of them, right?
Didn't replace none in mine, no.
Well, now,
Oh,
I thought we did part of yours with the money we had, and then was gonna do,
No,
we didn't do none of yours?
We've been measured for about 10 years now. But,
I know we had
no,
two
we've not done,
budgets.
there's been
We had two
none.
prices on two different windows,
Hmm.
and we chose the lesser one of the two, so that was none of yours, was your window.
None of mine, no. Now, there's been multiple windows replaced, new windows that's been pulled out and replaced everywhere else. But
Okay.
ours is still the original single pane.
All right, then you
crank
need
out
to,
building.
Mr. Chairman, I may be thinking of another office, but there was one office where I thought you all didn't do because there was a structural problem and it was gonna cost like $200,000.
well, it was gonna be a lot of money, one of them was.
That might be ours, because I have been told that there's rot at the far end of my office.
Ron?
Yeah, rot.
Oh, rotten,
Rotten
okay,
material,
okay.
yes. But that's like I said, you know, it's a comfort issue, I guess, more so than anything, but it's also an eyesore issue from the parking lot looking
Right,
back.
well,
Because a lot of ours is covered. And I apologize, I can't
Okay,
hear.
we went through there, looked at them windows.
Yeah.
Some of them is, now there's some of the windows on the outside, you're looking at, like it's in sheetrock.
Yeah.
And they.
They're seeing sheet rock, and the spray paint, whenever they sheet rocked it, that's been long
Right.
before I came here, and I've been here 17 years. But they spray painted the inside of the window, and I think that's where people's thinking that it's mold, is because that spray paint is, where it was thin, is
I think
faded off.
I need to go over there with him too, and, because in between those structures, there's a beam going down.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Tony did say something,
And-
to do with the structure.
And well, I know, but I think sometimes, when you get the wrong people involved, they jack the price up. I ain't talking about Tony, I'm talking about engineers, this and that.
You're dealing with the
And
county, they're
I'm
gonna
a
jack it up.
contractor, I ain't a good one, but I am one. But when you got beams going down every 5 feet, you know, you can structurally add to them without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to put in such windows. If you're holding up those windows now, the windows you're gonna put in are gonna be lighter than the one you're taking out.
And we've got multiple ones that are cracked already, and I'm afraid that, I don't wanna put
11
tape
of them?
over them, you know, but
There's 11 of them.
I couldn't say, let's see, there's one in mine, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it's probably about 10 or 11.
I was up there last year,
Yeah.
before last year, I think, I remember there was 11.
I'm pretty sure,
Well,
probably is.
I'll have Tony to, me and him come over.
Okay. You got my cell phone number anytime.
We'll take something, we'll tear it down, take one out, whatever.
You got my cell phone number anytime, we can come in after hours, I don't care.
All right, well, we'll look at it, and,
Okay.
he'll have to put it back out for bid, but
Yeah.
we just need to change that bid one.
Well, like I said, when you're going through winter time, I've got, like I said, a picture of the thermostat, it was
Right.
60.8 degrees, I believe it was, in that front office. The heat and air conditioning unit just can't keep up with it. Because when you sit there and on a windy day, hold up a piece of paper and it about blow it out of your hand, yeah, you know. But,
We'll look at it.
yeah, all right.
We'll look at it, come back, and it doesn't for that one. Anything else?
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all helping us out tonight. You're free to go home, I'll entertain a motion